It's overcast. It's David Abraham, October 1st, 2024. It's cooler in here today. It's like, 70 degrees. If you're doing in Fahrenheit degrees in Thailand, they go by the metric system, and that's all right. I like that. But anyway, it's a great culture, great country. But as I've been pondering over many things I've learned and grown into and understand about the power of thought and our emotions and our connections with our beliefs and all that kind of thing. Um, I've asked for the ascended masters to attend to me and that I might be inspired under the Spirit of Christ, and ask for the Spirit of revelation, the Spirit of prophecy, to attend unto my words and thoughts as I speak these things in this video to benefit you. And every one of my videos are for the benefit of you. Now, I may grow and learn from them too, and I have many times, but sometimes the video is not, it gets disrupted, I should say. And that happens, it's just nothing, anything's wrong. It's just sometimes things get disrupted because something wasn't quite flowing right or whatever the case may be. But if you've studied anything about reality, you know that time is an illusion and that we are switching and shifting billions of times per second. That gives the illusion of motion and all that. But if you really understood time, you know that we are a construct of our emotional and our belief structure and our innate power and our connection to the universe. For we are the universe. In fact, that's what I'm going to share right now, is about how I know that. I've come to learn about a lot of things concerning this awakened period which we're in. Everyone talked about the second coming of Christ, and well, yeah, that is true. The second coming of Christ has been underway for a few years, and it's coming to a crescendo in the next, I believe, in the next 5 to 7 years. I don't know exactly when, but time will tell. But I don't think it'll be any longer than that. Now, we'll still have life continuing after that. Okay, don't misunderstand me. The end of the world doesn't come. But the separation of third dimensional reality, where there's wars and there's, people have labels on everybody, and there's no oneness, that kind of thing. All that's going to separate from those who are of a higher dimensional awareness and thinking. The thought process is different. You'll start to use, well, you have this ability now, everyone does. It's tapping into it, mental telepathy. You can connect with anybody at any time if you understand how to travel in your consciousness, because we're all one consciousness. And as we understand that, and we learn to love all the creations of God, if for lack of a better definition, but all the factors of creation, you're part of it. Doesn't matter what it is. Everything has consciousness. Everything has a degree of energy, frequency, and vibration. And our emotional state, we control it all, because we are the ones that can make an intuition decisions. And I mean, we can receive intuition, make decisions, that sort of thing, and follow a guided path of light or guided path of darkness. You can choose to do either one, and God does not frown on either one. I say God is prime creator. So I'm not going to keep going into what Jesus taught. Know ye not that ye are gods, and you've done all I've done, and more shall you do, and more than this shall you do, he taught. And they didn't quite grasp it, but it is recorded in the scriptures. I will say this, that after Christ was gone, the apostles knew that we are Christ's, and they didn't translate it correctly. So you are Christ and I am Christ, but not the Christ. Okay, so let's get that straight. You are God, I am God. And then what does that mean? You have the power to control and create. And so understanding your definitions, that makes a big, big, big difference. When you define, because your definitions are energy and vibration and frequency. So when you have definitions of we're only in this little box like this, we only believe like this, those people are different than us, so that's defined. That's a lower dimensional thinking. It's not going to get you into the higher dimensions. It's not going to allow you to pass through the veil. In order to see and perceive these higher dimensions, you have to pass through the veil to understand who you are. because you realize I was going to talk about how I know this is the universe. I'm getting to that just in just a moment, so bear with me. But as we open ourselves up, we open up our belief. Does that mean casting away things? Maybe. Some things are in error. Some things were taught to us in error, and we adopted them as truth, and we believe them. So therefore, it gets energy, and it feels like you get a warming of the bosom, that kind of thing. And that means, oh, it's true. Well, because you believe it's true. Okay, and then you don't understand the power that you have. Okay, so every religion out there is a control mechanism. Okay, now I'm getting to the point where I know this is that you are the universe. I was in this state of meditation, and the impression came that I need to ask the question more. I need to get more definition on who I am or what reality is. I forget the exact wording that I used, but anyway, I said something along those lines. And within the next 2 weeks, now nothing happened right away, and it normally does not. Normally, but as I dreamt, though, I had a dream a couple of weeks later, and I was part of a teaching party. We was teaching this one gentleman, you are the universe. He was asking the questions. You are the universe is what I was teaching them. And so I'm thinking, well, why am I teaching it? Because I already knew that. I didn't know I knew. And that's the part that I think is wonderful. But I know that I'm the universe because when you ask a question, God answers all things. And I was able to perceive, I understood there was more, and I understood that I was ready to accept and believe it. Okay, so you may ask something and not get an answer because you're not prepared to believe it. And that's, you got to understand the universe is full of is full of mystery, and you're subject to your definitions and what you understand and believe. I hope you understand that. Because if you don't, then you're going to keep going in this karma circle. You're going to keep, no progress will be done. You'll learn a little here, there. Now you're spinning up here a little bit. You understand? But as you open your belief structure, you take off on this path of ascension. This is the second coming of Christ. You adopt the things that are taught about Christ. You don't judge. You love everybody. And the kingdom of God is within. So if you understand that, then you know that you are the universe, okay? And I had that understanding, but I asked for a clearer definition. And so I had that dream, you are the universe. And when you get a dream like that, it's very profound. I woke up and I was quite aware. Hey, something's on the lens. I don't know. Let's see. Ah, there we go. I must have spit a little bit, but I had that dream. And it made me aware of the deeper truths that I control it all. I control it all. Now, there's a lot mistakes I made earlier on in my days where I was a profound, I'm a devout man of God, was then, still am now, very much so. But now I'm in a deeper state of awareness, and truth flows through me. And as you open up to that, then you begin to connect with all things. Your consciousness expands into whatsoever you desire to expand into. It's just that simple. You expand into the consciousness and awareness of anything. It takes focus and a little meditation at times, but that's how it's done. And when you connect like that, when you connect with anything, now let me give this an example of mental telepathy, how this works. Let's talk about mental telepathy. Y'all have the ability, you have the ability to push your thoughts into the mind of another, but it can't be to harm or to, you know what I'm saying? It has to be for a oneness and a love purpose and a cohesiveness but anyway, as I'm driving on the interstate sometimes, and I'm thinking beforehand, before I go driving, it's going to be a wonderful drive. There's going to be no issues and no problems, and I believe that. And it's always been like that. Even though there might be rush hour traffic jam, when I get in it, it moves. It moves right along. But anyway, I've been driving down the interstate, and there'll be somebody in the left lane. This sounds petty, but it's a perfect example of how you can transpose your thoughts. They'll be just right alongside a truck, and they won't be passing. They'll just ride along together for a mile or two. We're just going to ride here. Well, what I do, I get a look around the other cars or trucks, and I see who it is, and in my thoughts, I connect driver in the white Mercedes or whatever it may be. You do not want to get a ticket for obstructing traffic. You need to pull forward, speed up, and move to the right lane immediately. And within a minute, less than a minute, drive to the right lane. They don't know where the thought came from. They just feel a degree of fear. A degree of fear went into them from your thoughts because of the power that you have. You are God, so you got to act like one. And you can't control people to the point of harm and anything like that. That was not a harmful way. They was impeding traffic. They was intending to hold things up. Yeah, it's not allowed. Yeah, they was deciding to do that, but I have the power to clear my reality. And there's been many other instances like that and other things that I've used mental telepathy for to go into the mind of anybody. And it works vice versa. You might be influenced by somebody else coming into your mind. You got to be aware that when that occurs. You always got to check things here in your heart. Once you check in your heart, you'll be good to go. Okay? So stay focused and perceive things. Desire to perceive things in a higher frequency. You may not be there yet, and it may not happen like that, but it's coming. It's coming. God bless you, and love people. That is the key to all power, all wisdom, all knowledge. Love people. And I love you. You're beautiful and magnificent. Have a great day. And so it is.